Ahoy! Welcome today to Zlin Film Festival Bubbles, where we welcome some of the most bubbly, sparkling guests from the festival. And the one that we have today here with us is Juliette Bharucha, and she is definitely bubbly. And she's also, I think we never had a guest in our studio that looked so much like Cinderella, the way you dressed up so nicely.
Thank you.
Thank you for dressing up so nicely.
Oh, my pleasure.
Juliette, will you tell us what the film is about, and will you do it in 3 or 4 sentences?
Yeah, so the film Blue Sky Joe is about a young girl who sees that her father is unhappy. So she starts going and working to try to make him quit his job that is making him unhappy. And doing that, while she explores the town, she meets an older man who they create a bond together and discover things about each other that they did not know, and they let each other sort of discover things about the world, and they're sort of the part that they both were missing. And Joe helps the older man to sort of find his inner child, and she makes him happy again.
Yeah. She's good in making people happy.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think I am.
Yeah, you make me happy today, so thanks for that. When exactly is the story set?
The story starts in the early 80s.
Which is an era of strange clothes and
Yeah.
weird haircuts.
Yeah.
Which especially applies to you, because first of all, well, your hair is your trademark. But in the film it looks completely different.
Yeah.
A little bit less glamorous.
Yes.
How was that?
It was quite shorter, but it was not my real hair. The braid was not my braid, because I had quite short hair when I did the film. So when I cut my hair, I didn't cut my real hair. I just cut off the extension. Yeah.
Okay. And there's also a funny cap that you're wearing when you're doing your daily newspaper routine. And there's a weird shirt with a pony that you.
Yeah.
How was it in the makeup room, or where all the clothes were? They brought together a crazy collection, or
yeah, they had quite a big collection of 80s clothes. It was quite large. The makeup and costume department had a lot of things, especially the costume department. They had been working for a couple months to assemble everything and to find a lot of vintage pieces. You can't really dress the same as today, but there was a lot of clothes, yeah.
What makes the film stand out, or one of the things for me, was the real family feeling that you create. And there's, of course, you're not all the time together, the 4 of you in every scene, but there are scenes with the 4 sisters. All of them, like it's 4 sisters, if I'm right.
Yes.
And it feels like a real family. How was this specific family atmosphere created? Do you know?
Well, everyone was very, very kind, so it wasn't very hard to learn about each other and sort of familiarize with each other. So we really just bonded quite quickly, and I think like that we sort of made more of a magical feeling on camera. And especially the director and the whole team was super, super welcoming and super kind. So with the help of everyone to being just super great, it made great results on camera.
With the family atmosphere also came the smoke of many cigarettes.
Yeah.
Because that was what families were like in the in the early 80s. How did it feel to have people, to see that people were smoking in their family in the living room?
In Canada, where we live, the smoking, it's quite rare now. Not a lot of people smoke. So for me, it was quite of a shock to see people smoking everywhere, all the time. But after a couple of days, I get used to it. So I got used to it, so it wasn't too bad after.
We were actually roasting sausages together last night over a campfire, and I think we both got home a bit smelly from the campfire.
Yeah.
But it's different than when you go home smelling like cigarettes.
Yeah, yeah.
You prefer the campfire?
Yes, yes.
your character is always constantly helping grown-ups, helping adults, and she's like a whiteboard on which the adults can project all their problems. Is that what defines your character in the movie? Is that what makes her so typical?
I think what defines my character in the movie is the fact that she's so courageous and that she's very determined to help others. So yes, I would say that helping other people is really something that makes her stand out. She really wants to help her father, and I don't think she realizes that it's not up to her to make him happy, but she still does it, and a part of the film is her realizing that it's not up to her to do it, and yeah.
There's another storyline throughout the entire film that refers to the writer Ernest Hemingway.
Yes, yes.
What is Ernest Hemingway doing in that movie?
Well, Ernest Hemingway is the...
You can call him Ernest, yeah.
Ernest is the dad's favorite author, and I think that really makes her reading her dad's favorite book makes the two bond and get closer together, and she learns things about him that she didn't learn in the past, like, for example, his passion for reading, and Ernest Hemingway sort of draws a connection, the older man and the young girl, and the little boy and the sailor. Yep. And I think it's sort of a connection that the author and the scriptwriter did that is, I find very beautiful.
Did you read the novel about the
Yes, I did.
But it also, well, made you record several scenes on sea. Were they really shot like the dream scene in the boat?
Well, we did actually go to Cuba to film these scenes. So
excuse me? You went to Cuba for the luxury life?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
But we went to Cuba to go film the scenes in the boat, but I wasn't surrounded by sharks for real, but we had it was like on a little fisher island that we went to, yeah.
And you thought it was better to do it in Cuba than in a studio somewhere in Toronto?
We could have, but they chose to do it. They chose to do it in Cuba.
This film is in French?
Yeah.
You did films before?
No.
You did acting before? No?
Well, theater classes, but
yeah,
exactly.
But all of it was in French?
Yeah.
And I think I picked up that you would now be curious to see if you also could do it in English.
Yeah, I would be, yeah.
So what is the dream?
Well, I'd like to possibly work internationally in the future, but I would also like to stay in Quebec and do films in Quebec, but also maybe in Europe or other countries. It would be a really nice opportunity to possibly do it internationally, yeah.
Why don't you just sell your ticket back to Canada and just stay here in the Czech Republic? Because you have a reputation here. Yesterday I heard about you in the festival, and some of the festival people that interviewed you on stage said wow, that girl is amazing. The way she speaks on stage, she had the whole crowd eating from her hands. How did you like the Q&A?
Oh, it was very fun. Went very well, yes.
She also said that your eyes were hypnotizing on stage.
Thank you.
But I was not there, and I can see it now because she's too far away. But they were full of, what I actually wanted to say is that they were full of compliments about your stage presence. So you can do it in Canada, but you can also do it in Czech Republic or in Europe. You can make the magic work. I have one last question for you. You know what the city of Zlin is all about, besides the festival? It is about, do you know?
Shoes.
Yeah, exactly, shoes. And that's why I'm so curious that with your Cinderella outfit, there must also have come a specific pair of shoes. So I would like to ask you to make your shoes visible, put your feet on the table. We'll remove the glass so people can see what shoes you're wearing. Make yourself comfortable, and every shoe comes with a story. What's the story behind the shoe?
I bought these shoes with my stylist in Canada because I had a lot of events to go to with cinema. And while we bought them, she said that they sort of looked like princess shoes. So, yeah, we bought them.
They do, like a timeless princess.
Yeah.
And we had a princess in our studio today, and we're so happy and so proud about. I mean, that was you. So thank you for bringing your princess personality all the way to our Zlin Film Festival bubble. It was a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
And I hope
Thank you for having
you enjoyed
me.
it as much as I did to listen to Juliette's stories. See you again in our bubble.